Now we want to go ahead and get a check of your top stories this morning. Minneapolis educators could soon be walking the picket line again.
After months of stalled contract talks, their union voted to authorize a strike. Our Barry Leon joining us live this morning from the Minneapolis School District headquarters with what the next steps might be, Barrett.
Hey, good morning, Heather and Shayla. Yeah, the results of this vote came in late last night. Roughly 92% of union members voted to authorize this strike after 7 months of bargaining. Now, again, they're fighting for better pay and support, as well as smaller class sizes. Union leaders tell us this is not something that they wanted to do, but felt like they had no other choice. The Minneapolis Federation of Educators say teachers, education support professionals, and adult educators all took part in the vote. The union says talks with Minneapolis Public Schools has dragged since April with dozens of proposals. Despite this strike authorization, no strike date has been set. In fact, the vote does not mean a strike will happen. Union leaders say they are ready to reach an agreement, but also ready to take a stand.
I know that nobody actually wants a strike, but after 7 months of bargaining, all we got were delays and dismissals and not solutions from the district. And this is a last chance for us to get the contract that we need in order to create a destination district.
And we have yet to hear from district leaders since the vote results were announced. But in a statement prior to the strike vote, the district said they have bargaining priorities, saying, quote, the district has a total of 14 bargaining groups and must allocate resources in a way that makes working for MPS competitive and fair as we seek to both attract and retain the best staff. Now, by law, the union must give at least 10 days to the district before actually going on the picket line and striking. We know that there is another mediation session scheduled for Thursday. We do expect to hear from union leaders about this strike vote this morning. And then we know that they do also plan to rally here outside the MPS headquarters this afternoon.
Right. We know 10 o'clock this morning, so we, of course, will be there, and then we'll see what happens after Thursday. Barrett, thank you. New this morning, we're working to learn more about an overnight incident in St. Paul.
So this happened at Manitou Avenue late last night. You can see police investigating at that scene. A car also being towed. We've reached out to police and will update you as soon as we learn new details. Threats to people who work at the state capitol have more than doubled in 1 year.
This is according to the top law enforcement official that oversees security at the building. On Monday, during a Capitol Security Committee meeting, Lieutenant Colonel Jeremy Geiger told the panel that State Patrol is going to elevate one of their own to be a threat investigator. He says the number of threats against commissioners and lawmakers and the governor's office soared from just 19 last year to 50 this year.
At this point, there have been 13 that have been put forth for criminal charges based on those threats that have come through, and several of them are still under investigation. We're continuing to work on the refinement of intelligence information and dissemination in that same realm to make sure everybody here, everybody in the Department of Public Safety has the same information.
So separately, the Minnesota Department of Public Safety contracted with a third party to evaluate Capitol security. That third party would be former St. Paul Police Chief Todd Axtell. He's taking the lead there and says that the report should be ready by the end of the year.
A Minnesota man is charged with threatening the U.S. Attorney General on TikTok. According to court documents, the post appeared to put a $45,000 bounty on Pam Bondi. It also included her photo with a crosshair on her forehead. The FBI traced the account to 30-year-old Tyler Avalos from St. Paul. He was arrested earlier this month and released on his own recognizance last week. Court records show Avalos has several prior convictions, including a felony stalking charge in 2022.
Happening today, major layoffs for one of Minnesota's largest companies, Target, laying off 1,000 corporate employees. They're also not filling another 800 open positions. The total cuts amount to about 8% of the company's workforce. Target announced the cuts in a company-wide email on Thursday, but they told employees that they'd have to wait until later today to know who specifically would be impacted. Now, all employees are working from home this week.
We're a week away from Election Day, and there are some major races happening in the Twin Cities. The race for mayor in Minneapolis will be decided next Tuesday. Tonight, WCCO's Frank Vassalero will host the 4 leading candidates in a debate. Our live coverage starts at 7 p.m. on our YouTube page and streaming on CBS News Minnesota. After that, stay tuned for rapid reaction and live analysis starting at 8 o'clock with our Esme Murphy and Caroline Cummings.